Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're having a great day. If you're new here, welcome. So as you can tell from the title of this video, I have another dupe of the Subculture palette for you here today, and that is the W7 on the Rocks palette. The company W7, very similarly to Makeup Revolution, love to do dupes of high-end companies' products. So as you guys know, this is how the Subculture palette looks like. It's a beautiful mixture of greens and earthy tones. And this look that I have on today was created using this palette, and it actually turned out, I think, really summery, springy. I don't think you would naturally think to create something like this using this palette. That's why I was really intrigued to create this look, to show you that it's possible. This, by the way, is my all-time favorite palette from Anastasia, just because of the tones. I'm a Virgo, I love earth colors. So the dupe I have today, the palette on the Rocks, has exactly the same layout of shades, and despite the Subculture palette being much heavier, it contains 9.8 grams product in total, whilst the On the Rocks palette contains 11.2 grams product, so it's actually 2 grams extra. It does have a mirror, but it's a quite simple one. It comes with a brush, and the brush is extremely similar. I don't know if you can see side by side. The bottom one is the Anastasia, the top one is the W7, and honestly, they look and feel the same. They're definitely not my favorite, but they are alright for a brush to receive with a palette. Now the Subculture palette retails for £43, and I think that is quite expensive. Obviously it's vegan and cruelty free, just like all of Anastasia's products, and the shelf life of it is a shocking 6 months, so that's a really short amount of time, unfortunately. The W7 palette doesn't claim to be vegan or cruelty free. However, the shelf life of this is 18 months, which is really good. It's 3 times more than the Anastasia palette, and this one retails for £5. W7 is a UK based company, so it's usually really easy to pick these up in the UK and places like B&M or Claire's. However, outside of the UK, I'm really not sure. The Anastasia palette is made in the US, except the brush, which is made in China. The W7 palette is made in China. The Anastasia palette is available worldwide, but the price varies. Like I said, in the UK it's £43, in the US it's $43, which is actually about £34, so it's definitely much more expensive here in the UK. I'm gonna insert a picture of the swatches for you. As you can see, the lighter shades swatch a little bit bad. The Subculture palette is definitely not Anastasia's best formula. Some of the shades are really dry. You can work with them, they will blend out, and at least for me they don't apply patchy, but they are really dry to the touch. The W7 palette doesn't feel that dry. My problem with this palette is something every single shade does, is that it creates this oily foil that you need to kind of like scratch off, and that can be annoying. But other than that, it swatches really similar to the Subculture palette. So now, without further ado, I want to jump into showing how I created this look, so that you can decide which palette do you prefer, and if the W7 palette is good enough to give it a try yourself. Okay, so as always, I'm gonna be using the cheaper palette on this side of the face, which is today the W7 on the Rocks palette. And I'm gonna use the more expensive one on this side of the face, which is today the Anastasia Subculture palette. And I'm not gonna put down any eyeshadow base at this point yet, because I don't wanna overload the skin with products. So before we do a cut crease look, we're just gonna do the crease first, and I'm gonna start with the shade Roxy to do that. So as you can see, I just apply Roxy on the crease and blend it upwards. And to blend out the area closer to the brow bone, I'm gonna take the shade Dawn and kind of just blend it together with Dawn, creating an ombre effect. So now to do the same thing on the W7 side, I'm gonna take the shade Body Shot. It doesn't look as pigmented, but it actually looks quite alright. I just feel like I need to go back a couple of times to build it up. And again, we're gonna blend it out with the shade Moscato. It's definitely more orange. The shade Roxy has much more pink to it. So now I'm gonna create a cut crease, and to really emphasize the shades I wanna use for my cut crease, I'm gonna use the shade White Out from the Kat Von D pomades, and this is just a white pomade that will really let any color stand out. Okay, so that's the cut crease we created, and I'm gonna go in the shade Electric, and I'm gonna start patting it on. I'm gonna first use my finger, and after that I'm gonna take a brush to work out the edges. This shade looks so beautiful when you place down a white color first. And they really complement each other with the shade Roxy, because this green has the same pink duochrome shift to it. From the W7 palette, we take the shade Champagne Toast, which is also a green shade, but this one doesn't have a duochrome to it, so it's gonna look slightly different on this side. Yeah, it's definitely looking different without that duochrome effect. Okay, now towards the outer part of the tail, I'm gonna take the shade Destiny. And on the W7 side, I'm gonna take the shade Martini Olive. To be honest with you, even without the duochrome, the W7 side doesn't look bad at all. I'm gonna take some of the shade Destiny down under my eyes. On the W7 side, it's called Martini Olive. And for my inner corner, because the shade Cube has so much pink in it and I want something white in the inner corner, I'm just gonna use my normal highlighter. This is the Too Faced Lovelight highlighter, and I'm gonna take this on both sides and just add it in my inner corner. And I'm gonna go off camera and I'm gonna add some eyeliner and some white eye pencil on my waterline. Okay, so this is the completed look. So I added some eyeliner, some white eye pencil, I added some mascara, lipstick, lip gloss and some white eyeliner to make that green stand out even more. I must say that a part of the green not being duochrome, I honestly cannot tell the difference. So yeah, I would say if you cannot afford to pick up the Subculture palette or you don't have access to it, because I know Anastasia is not selling it anymore, a part of her bundle that is also limited edition. And yeah, if you cannot pick it up anymore or you just cannot pick it up full stop because it's too expensive for you, give this W7 palette a chance, because I mean, that looks alright. Okay guys, if you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to give it a big thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, because I would love to have you here. And I will see you next time. Bye.